Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. We have been away for about a week of holiday, so I've not really done a vast amount. So what I was going to do is bring you back up in here, show you what we were up to, show you what we've got left to do, and what's coming up in this video. Right, I've put this in ultra wide mode so it's slightly easier for you to see. So if the perspective is a little bit odd, sorry about that. But everything in here is done now in terms of the grout. And what I need to do now is install the shower. So these are all in, this is all good to go. I can install the shower bar on here, that's fine, and connect up the waste down here. I've grouted all of this, except for the corners and the top and bottom, because obviously you put silicone down there. So what I need to do is build a slight raising platform for the shower tray to sit on. I can get it completely level, shim it if I need to. It should be mostly fine. Connect up the waste and then lay it in. And I'm going to put these floor tiles here will lap up and run across the front there as well. So I'll get to that. There's no major rush for this now, to be honest. Our guests have stayed and been, and the toilet flushed and the basin works, and that was all that we had. So that's pretty much it. That reflection there is the mirror here. Yes, I'm wearing a headband because I get incredibly sweaty. It's really hot, it's about 28 degrees. So it's very, very warm. So this is the shower tray that we've gone for. A Mira Flight. This is an anti-slip tray. I don't know if you can see, it almost looks like static on an old TV. It's this grainy texture. It's their anti-slip skin film that they put on it, which is great because this is going in a guest room that may be Airbnb. It might be that we rent it out to a student. Whatever it is, I'm not having anybody slipping over and it causing problems for us or them. So that's great. This is the back of it, and you can see how much time and effort and money they've spent on it with all these steel reinforcement bars, these little bits of rebar they've sunk into the concrete. You can technically support it using their kind of plastic stilt legs, and you can see how far apart the spacing is on the legs. I think you get one in the middle, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's very, very well supported. So I'll be running my supports the whole way down as a frame, and across the middle I'll make some form of frame, probably out of this 6x2 material or 5x2, I can't remember what that is now. But that's what we're going to do. This is the waste hole that comes with it. You've got to clean up all the back of this so you can get a nice firm grip on it when you put the CT1 or the silicone for it to bind. But yeah, these are the kind of high flow. I don't think that's going to fit through there. No, these are the high flow wastes, wrappy flow wastes that come with it. Very, very good. So yeah, I'm going to carry this up, kind of roughly put it in place, see what's what, and then go from there. You can also see, I mean, the way they've packaged this thing, it cups around it, it grips around the edge. And, I mean, look at this. It is so well packaged in the way that it, comes like this. It's just excellent. Really, really well packaged for transport, and an excellent product when it's in place. So yeah, Mira shower trays are the ones to go for. So I'm most of the way through, done here and along the bottom, done up here, and I've just done the internal of the surround, gone the whole way along, nice and thin. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go along there, and I'll be done. I find the easiest thing to do is to run the silicone along and then spray it just lightly with Mr. Muscle, window cleaner, anything you like really. It stops it sticking to your finger and gives a really nice, smooth, even finish. It's a little bit thicker under here just because of the way the tiles were, there was a bit of a gap, so I filled it with that. All of that's going to be under the shower tray anyway, up to this point here, so I'm really not bothered by that. Same with over there. I've actually put it on thicker. But then in the corners, it's nice and thin and even the whole way up. Right, last little bit to do, then I can start on the base. That's a wrap on the silicone. All of that's done up there. It finishes it off so nicely, makes a big difference. We're going to go around with a paintbrush up the top here to finish that bit off. That's all done down here. Again, we'll tidy up the paint on that section. There'll be skirting board along here, here and here. Now I'm going to build a frame for this. I won't show you doing that, it's just boring framing, but I'll show you when it's done, so you'll pick this up in a few seconds. And then I can get this tray fitted. Alright, that was about 10 minutes or so. Just a very basic frame. What I have done is I have used, do I have anything here? I don't actually, yeah. I've used some plastic shims just to hold it a little bit away from the edge the whole way round, so that can get lodged in there, so that this plastic lip here will clear. So that's all good. The other thing I'm going to do, because there is a little bit of play I think in the frame, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some more of these tiny little bits to shim. Tiny little one. I mean, this one is 2mm, I think, yeah. There's a 2mm shim. So just to stop any rocking, I can dry fit this and then put any shims in that I need to, just to make sure that there's no rock or wobble on that. But yeah, otherwise that's pretty nice. I like that. That's in, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, yeah, you can see there, I've bedded this in on some silicone as well, so that'll help take out any slight amounts of play in it. I only needed one shim in the corner here actually, so that was good. Now everything's level and even. I can dry fit the tray. I can get the waste trap lined up and then cut the pipes and then install it. And again, I will be putting this down on a bed of silicone all on here. So yeah, that'll be that. That bit I'm not looking forward to really, because that tray is unbelievably heavy and I can only just hold it there in the waste trap area to try and walk it in without damaging or fracturing the edges, because this is relatively strong but it is brittle as well. You can see here, there are slight cracks along it, so you do have to be careful with this edge. I lined this up. You can see I've put pencil marks here. I've also got one on the edge here where that will line up. I've just cemented this, cement welded that, so I'm going to leave that to set up before I can cement weld that in place there. Right, that is solvent welded in place there. Nice and lined up on that. This will get pulled up and snugged in place. It's got a good rubber seal underneath, and the bit that sits on top of the tray has a rubber seal as well, and these screw into one another and pull it in place nicely. That's the trap there. Got my shims in place in the corners, so I'm ready to put some silicone down all on here, fit this in place. I thought that I was filming on a time-lapse and it turns out I wasn't, so I'm very sorry. I have put kind of belt and braces edge stripping the whole way along here, mainly because this is likely to be a student let on the side here for the majority of the time. We'll probably have a student that comes and rents the room, and I just don't want any chance of water, so I've put this kind of rubberized silicone stand there. Cheap, but does the job. Just got it off Amazon. I just need to finish it off on the edging here and here, and then we're done. But that is finished. I'm really pleased with how that has come out. I'll be putting a front panel on here, and that is it. You can see there is water in here. That sits in there. That doesn't go down. That acts as the trap and stops any smells from coming back up. So when I've run the waste down into here, I solvent welded it and then tested it, and it was all fine. And then I've put this on, and then there'll be the cap that sits on top as well. So I'm going to let this all set up, and then I'll get the shower screen in, and I'll run a little faceplate across here. Right, that is it on the shower. I actually used fascia board on this here, just the normal sort of fascia that you'd have on the outside of a house. So I know it's waterproof and sturdy enough. Just siliconed it in place and then put a bead of silicone the whole way across the front. And that's everything done, except for the actual shower and the shower screen. Quite pleased with how that's come out, so I'm going to let the silicone set, and I'll maybe take a look at the shower screen later, although it's 5:30 now, so we will see.